Hey, Linda. Okay, good morning and welcome to day 2 of meeting 2 of the 2020 Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee. I want to welcome the committee and the public. Again, we had over 1,000 people who registered for this meeting, around 200 to 300 registered to attend in person, and over 700 registered to attend online. And we appreciate your engagement in the dietary guidelines process. I want to welcome Mr. Brandon Lips, who is our Acting Deputy Undersecretary for the Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services.
Thanks, Eve. Good morning, everybody. Let's try again. Good morning, everybody. Very good. We're going to have a lively bunch today. On behalf of Secretary Perdue, my colleague, Dr. Scott Hutchins, and our partners at the Department of Health and Human Services, I want to welcome everybody to day 2 of the second meeting of the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee. As Eve said, my name is Brandon Lips. I serve as the Administrator of the Food Nutrition Service and as Acting Deputy Undersecretary of the Food, Nutrition, and Consumer Services Mission Area at USDA. We're focused today on giving the public an opportunity to provide oral comments here directly, face-to-face with the advisory committee. While your comments are to the committee, I want you to know that we will have representatives from HHS and USDA here all day as well. This morning is dedicated to hearing from each of you. Your voice matters in this process. We believe this open dialogue is critical to the success of the 2020-2025 dietary guidelines. We are so pleased that so many of you chose to participate today, and we thank you for the time that you took out of your busy schedules to communicate directly with the committee. We know more people wanted to provide comments today than we had time for, and we wish that we could fit everyone in. The good news is that this round we have a second opportunity. For the first time in the Dietary Guidelines Advisory process, there are 2 opportunities to provide oral comments to the Advisory Committee. Today, which is the first opportunity to hear from the public early in the committee's work, has happened in previous processes. There's now a second opportunity at a later meeting before the committee writes and presents its draft report at its final meeting. That second opportunity to provide oral comments to the committee will be at meeting 4, which will be on January 23rd and 24th in Houston, Texas. It's important to us that we hear from stakeholders across the country, so we thought it was important to get outside the DC bubble and speak with the people whose lives could be impacted by these guidelines. In December, be on the lookout for our announcement for the registration for that meeting to provide oral comments. If you haven't signed up at dietaryguidelines.gov to get our updates, please do that. Our email updates are our primary means to get word to you with announcements as soon as we have them. I would also like to quickly remind you about our ongoing call for public comments to the Advisory Committee. We opened this call last March, and it will remain open for you to submit your comments to the committee throughout the course of their work into 2020. You can find more information and find that link again at dietaryguidelines.gov. We do review each and every one of these comments, and we will consider them as we draft the 2020-2025 dietary guidelines. So please do visit our website and ensure that your voice is heard in this process. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here today in person, and for those who are joining us via live webcast for staying engaged in our process to develop the next edition of the Dietary Guidelines for Americans. I want to pause for a moment and thank our committee members who have spent much time working on this process since the last meeting and are here today to hear directly from you. Let's give them a round of applause. And I want to thank the committee specifically who's volunteering their time for this process, for agreeing to take time out of their busy schedules, not only to do all of the work of this committee, but very importantly to hear directly from the public on 2 occasions this round. So thank you for that. Also, thank you to the HHS and USDA staff who put so much time into ensuring that the process for the Dietary Guidelines for American is open and transparent process for the public to participate in. With that, let's get started. We have a very important process today. Somebody's going to lay that out for you. If you're planning to present comments, you need to listen carefully. I would like to welcome Janet De Jesus from our partner at HHS Office of Disease Prevention and Health Promotion, who will provide more information on today's oral process. Thank you all very much. Janet.
Good morning. I'm going to give brief instructions for the oral comment session, and then we can get started. So individuals that are registered to provide oral comments to the committee will be able to provide 3 minutes total of comments. There are 72 speakers registered to provide comments and another 9 individuals on the standby list that, if time permits, will be able to provide their comments. We will move swiftly through the commenters in hopes that everyone will be able to participate. Individuals providing comments are on both sides of the auditorium in their assigned seats, with odd numbers on the left and even numbers on the right. We will start with number 1 on the left, move to number 2 on the right, and go back and forth. Staff are situated in the auditorium to help with the process, and we have an announcer, Kelly Cassavale, that will call your number. Once your number is called, please step forward to the microphone, state your name and affiliation, and proceed with your remarks. A timekeeper seated at the front of the stage will start the 3-minute timer. Okay? And when your allotted time is finished, please conclude your remarks. We will be really appreciative of that. To keep the process moving efficiently, staff on each side of the auditorium will have 3 people line up at the tape on each side. So when your number is called, you can step forward to the microphone. Once you are finished, feel free to return to your seat or any other seat designated for the public, or you can also leave if you wish. On a final note, this is being recorded. The video of this morning's public comment session will be posted on the website at dietaryguidelines.gov. So thank you for your participation, and we can now have the first groups line up and get started. Thank you.
Commenter number 1.